Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and share this on out. That. Where is the... Okay, there's that button. Okay. Let's see here. All right, there's that. All right. What's up, Don? How you doing? How you doing? What's going on, Brigadier William Glitterbeast? So, there we go. That's what I wanted to hear. All righty, hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. Go ahead and share the care, if you don't mind. Go ahead and hit the like button and share it. What is going on? It is Wednesday. It's April Fool's Day, so you all know I had to come on for a little bit, hang out after a tough, tumultuous night. Let's just put it like that. So yeah, hopefully everybody's doing okay. I hope everybody's doing well, and you know, both emotionally and physically. But everybody put in the chat, hit that if you all been just gaming and hanging out and stuff like that. Put in what you've been playing. You know, whether it's you know, whatever you're playing. You know, Xbox game, a PlayStation game, you know, Switch game, something on PC you're playing. You know, maybe you're watching your kids play some games, things like that. So yeah, me personally, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And that's where I'm at. I just got back into Athens again, so yeah, that's what I'm playing. And I'll probably switch it up. I'll probably play a little bit of Mass Effect later on today. I restarted that game. So, what is going on, people? Raphael Christmas, how you doing? JP Loco, I certainly hope you're feeling better. True Virgil, how you doing? Let's see who else is here. Simon, is that Pitadoo? How you doing? Bob Pound Max, how are you? PlayStation 5 Ultimate Gaming Console, what is happening? How are you doing today? Hey, that's everybody. Jamal Adams, how are you doing? Oh, Josh Sauls, how are you doing? Josh is playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Let me ask you about that. Did they do anything to the frame rate? Did they increase the frame rate or anything? Or is it just a remaster? Did they just give it better resolution and better sound? So Lanzo Paul's playing Doom Eternal. Okay. Somebody's playing Final Fantasy 12. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. So like I said, I'm on man, what's the name of this game again? I'm on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So so trying to eat and keep some stuff down. Good grief. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. We got some topics there. First of all, hopefully everybody's doing all right, like I said. And we're going to kind of do some things here. We're going to talk about the Resident Evil 3 performance. White Zaddy has spoken. And we now know which game, you know, if you want to play this game at its optimum form, we know which console to talk about it with. Japan Studios has allegedly opened up some things. It's opened up another studio, and you know, it was reported by SIE, so don't know what that means. The PS-5 news will go into some more things about the from WCC Tech. I'll read that in. And we'll talk about Modern Warfare 2 as far as its exclusivity for what was it, 30 days? Yeah, I guess it went live yesterday, but we'll start right there. So but yeah, so what has happened is Sony has a deal in place. Sony has a deal in place with, I guess, with Infinity. Is it Infinity Ward that makes that game? But anyway, whoever makes Call of Duty, they have a deal in place, and they flexed one of the deals. Like, hey, look, we're gonna do this free. You know, you're gonna give us to us for 30 days. It's $20. It's only the campaign. Now, let me make this clear. I'm not a fan of Modern Warfare 2. This was my least favorite one out of all the Modern Warfares. Okay, it was too short. I do remember playing this game, the campaign. It was way too short. The controversy in it is called No Russian. This is the attack at the airport, and you just gun down a bunch of civilians. You do have a opportunity at the beginning of the game, I believe, to turn that mission off. You just turn that mission off. They did not allow that mission even in Russia. Okay, so that game is on sale. I guess you can buy it in Russia. It is what it is. So, it is what it is. So, I find this interesting, the reaction, this the outright hypocrisy of people. It's almost like when if and when Microsoft does something, it's okay. That's Microsoft being Microsoft. Microsoft is flexing. Oh, look at all this money Microsoft has. And that was the theme last generation. I mean, I had a 360 last generation. I did not have a PS3. So you knew with Grand Theft Auto, Microsoft paid Grand Theft Auto 4. Microsoft paid for DLC, the Battle of the Gay Tony and Lost and Damned. That was on Microsoft's console, the 360, for over a year with Rockstar. Okay, I mean, we can go on and on and on. The Oblivion game, they held that game off of the PlayStation for like 6 months to a year. And what's going on, Lanceville Paul? Oh, you never finished Modern Warfare 2? Again, I finished it. It was just too short of a campaign. That's why people are like, well, it's only $20 for the campaign. I'm thinking, well, if it's only $20 for the campaign, it's almost worth it because that's the only thing I would play. So, well, I'm sorry about that, Don. I'm sorry to hear that. So, but this whole notion that this is anti-consumer. Where were they at last generation? Okay, I mean, Oblivion, was it BioShock? I think BioShock, they had a deal with Microsoft. I mean, look, this is when I had the 360 Mass Effect, the first Mass Effect. Again, these are games that eventually did go to PlayStation, but Microsoft held these games off of the PlayStation for years. And that was okay last generation. Now, they're bitching. Like I said, they're bitching. It's ridiculous. This generation. Let's look at this generation. When when the mid-gen refreshes came out, look at a studio like CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red updated the Microsoft Xbox version before they updated the PlayStation version. I mean, it was almost 4 to 6 months. So again, I mean, they were like, oh, look at Microsoft. They're flexing. They're doing this. They're doing that. And then when it happens, which is fine if you're going to say that. Let me make this clear. It's fine if you're going to say that. But when it happens to you, you just need to shut up. They did it with Tomb Raider. Microsoft did it with Tomb Raider. They held that game off of the PlayStation platform, even though that game was born on the PlayStation platform. They held that game up for 6 months to a year, then it finally came out. So I mean, again, it's no longer in Microsoft's best interest to have exclusive content because they have a much smaller base of gamers. And I for one, if you're going to ride that horse, ride that bicycle, last generation of exclusivity and holding content off of the PlayStation 3, which is, let me make this clear, that's fine. I mean, all's fair in love and war, right? But you're not going to sit up here, and once again, I'm going to say this, you're not going to sit up here and pull your dick out on Monday and then be a victim on Tuesday. Okay, that's what we're dealing with here. Now you're a victim. You didn't give a damn when Microsoft was doing it. You didn't. I did not hear one person complaining. So Microsoft purchased Konami. Okay, well, fair enough. Well, I mean, again, that's fine. I mean, again, is that let's see if we can pull that up here. There we go. Let's see here. Let's see, Konami news. That's a rumor. That's a rumor again. Now, 18 hours ago, Microsoft claims to have bought it. So, you know, if Microsoft is making that claim, and shout out to Snow Bunny because she made a very good point. She made a very good point during the podcast on the roundtable when that rumor was going around about PlayStation buying it. They came out and shot that down immediately. And yeah, let's pull this up. This is from this is from yesterday. I don't know if we've got any action on this today. So let's see here. Thank you for the $2 holiday, Spartan God. All right, so yeah, this is from somag.com. This is from yesterday. So Microsoft claims to buy Konami's all games. So I guess they mean all of Konami's games. So yeah, it's kind of written wrong, but so that is Microsoft allegedly took action to purchase all of Konami's games. According to the claims, again, these are claims, the company will make the purchase as of today. This was yesterday, okay? So it is stated that Microsoft will make a huge payment to Konami under this agreement. US-based technological giant goes into the article. Again, I mean, do we have anything today? I mean, it's April 1st. The markets are still open. So I'm just asking, you know, I am asking, do we know that has anything been announced today? It says it says according to the allegations. Damn, these are allegations. Okay. Microsoft will officially buy Konami's entire game catalog as of today. Again, this was written yesterday. Okay. Now it does say down here, unfortunately, it is currently not possible to verify these claims. However, if it's true, so this is right now, there's nothing to verify. I mean, I'm not here to say it's not true. I'm just simply saying that, you know, I will say this. When this was about Sony buying them, they came out and said, no, that's not true. They have not said a word. So, so it very well could have happened. Now, I'm not here to say it didn't. I'm just saying it, you know, shout out to Snow Bunny. She did make that observation yesterday. So shout out to her. BioShock took 1 year to come to PS3, and we didn't get Mass Effect to the very end of the generation. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember Mass Effect coming. But by the time BioShock hit PS3, I'd already beaten it 3 times. BioShock's still one of my favorite games I ever played last generation. So, but again, I've said, what's up, Sick Humor? I've said multiple times that you can't sit up there and be and be excited about what Microsoft did last generation and then be mad that Sony's doing it this generation. So, you know, just it is what it is. So it is what it is. So, like I said, these guys that are complaining on Twitter, I mean, it's Twitter. They're a bunch of bitches anyway. But the people complaining is soft as hell. So they came out and said they never came out and said anything about PlayStation. I thought they shot that rumor down. Didn't they shoot that down immediately? So, I mean, again, they haven't said anything about this either. So I'm not here to say it's true. The Almighty Spartan God said they had bought it. So allegedly a small website claims they reached out to Konami. Well, again, it was on 3 different sites. Now, in court, let me make this clear. It was on We Got You Covered, and that is more of a parody site than anything. So, you know, I'm not here to say that it's not true. I'm just here to say nothing's been announced that. So, you know, I'm not saying it's not true that there's nothing officially announced yet. Okay. What's up, Sonny in VR? What is going on? So Microsoft really wants to win. Well, again, what they want to do is make what they want to do. They can't keep paying money out to third-party developers to put games on Game Pass. So so they want to put a bunch of games in the Game Pass to make Game Pass, valuable. Make it something that you want to have. Putting all of Konami's games in there would do that. Okay, let's just be honest. It would do that because they're not going to have anything new for 2 to 2.5 years. So every one of these website copy room. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, he said it had happened. The Mighty Spartan guy said it had happened, so that's why I pulled it up. It's not. Again, you all know I do not cover the rumors. Everything that's in my thread right now that is going to be talked about can be verified by multiple sources. Okay, I don't mind if you guys talk about rumors, but it's just not something I do. And let me tell you why. Hold on. Google is about, if you're using Google's platform at any or for anything, whether you do podcasts on StreamYard, whether you do podcasts on Streamlabs, however you do it, if you're using YouTube, in YouTube's terms and conditions, okay, they are about to start enforcing what's being said on your podcast by you and by people who were on that podcast. You as the host of that podcast will be held accountable for what is being said on your podcast, which I have no issue with. Okay, I've got no issue with it because everything I talk about has been sourced. You know what I'm saying? So I that's why I put it up on the screen. And but they're going to start doing this. So these podcasters, if you want to call them that, these guys creating content, men and women, if you're podcasting, you're doing nothing but speculating and things like that, they are going to enforce that on you, and they're going to take your channel down. They being Google. So JP Local said it's April 2nd over here. Well, I mean, again, I'm not here to say that it's not true. So yeah, everything that I'm about to talk about today has been hashtag verified. That's why I'm just kind of like, I thought maybe because I had seen people talking about that for like the last 72 hours. I thought, okay, well, obviously they'll announce something today. Did I think you did? Yeah, no, you were fine. I mean, I hope you had a good time and hope you come back. I hope you come back. So it was good to hear from you. So. The main thing is, did you have a good time? We were glad you were there. So JP Loco, so you look to see nothing about Microsoft acquiring Konami. Well, again, they're acquiring the library of games. I mean, again, let me make this clear. It's not there's nothing out here that says that it's true. I know we're a day behind you guys. So but yeah, you would know because it would be there first because you guys are ahead of us on the international line. So but yeah, I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to say it's not true. I don't care if it is. I'm not buying an Xbox. I'm done with that. Okay. When I saw that, honey, I shrunk the fuck nigga. When I saw that, I'm like, this is not something I want to play. But it is. I got to put it back on the radar, especially if they do the Lockhart, and the Lockhart's going to be like $299. And the reason why is because. I can't play Mass Effect on PlayStation 5. It doesn't look like it. So not unless BioWare announces some kind of remaster. So, and I'm not here to say that they won't. I'm just here to say I do not know. So, not true. Okay. Well, again, I'm not here. Guys, do not put words in my mouth. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not here to say it's true or not. What's going on, Harry Tron? What is going on? What is happening? What did I think of your voice? I thought you sounded like you were from Narnia. So, yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe or read the book. So, but yeah, you sounded like one of those kids. So from there. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. So what do you think of what do you think of our voices? So, like I said, I'm gonna come to England after the coronavirus is done because I want to see Big Ben, the London Bridge, and eat some fish and chips. But I'm gonna put hot sauce on the fish because the fish over there is bland as hell. So I got to put some hot sauce on it. You know, what, brother, gotta put hot sauce on his fish. You know, and I gotta get something called tea and crumpets, even though I don't drink iced tea. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know about EA. That's a new one to me. And Valve, really? Really? Well, I mean, I think that that turned out not to be true. Yeah. Anybody believe the $400 PS5 price leak? That would be amazing. I don't believe it until it comes from Sony. Okay, so no, I don't believe it. So that's just me. So our voices are okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, if it is great, but I'm not gonna, again, that's not part of my thread there. You can see what we're gonna be talking about here. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. I started with the modern warfare thing. I think the hypocrisy is just thick with these clowns. They said absolutely nothing when Microsoft held Rise of the Tomb Raider off of the PlayStation. They just don't. I mean, like I said, just hypocrisy. And again, you don't get to be, you're not going to sit up there and it's just like the whole thing with Metacritic. They ran around and bigged up Metacritic, said, oh, it's got a low Metacritic score. It's not that good. They said it about Death Stranding. They said it about Gran Turismo when it came out. Now they want to run around and say, well, as long as I'm having a good time, that's all that matters. Like I said, the hypocrisy is what people are calling them out on. And again, they're hypocrites and they're liars. I mean, so that's just, it is what it is. So, yeah, coronavirus is already dead. This one's weakest virus ever. Yeah, it's just like Lockhart isn't a thing. Well, again, I know that's a rumor too. That's why I'm like, well, if they come out with something that's like 5 T-flops and or whatever it's going to be, as long as I can play Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. That's the truth right there. That's the truth for me. So I will go ahead and get that, especially when I play Mass Effect 3 on PC. If my Leviathan of Dis DLC is messed up, then there's no point of me even doing those missions. And that's a huge mission. That's a huge mission in that game. And so I'm mad as hell because I paid for it and I can't get it to work right. So, and maybe I'm going to get in touch with Origin, Steam, or is it Origin? Yeah, Origin today. I'm going to get in touch with them today and see if they can help me fix it. And if they can't help me fix it, I'm going to be mad. So, what's up, Eric? But yeah, this whole notion of, oh, well, woe was me. PlayStation doesn't publish that game and they shouldn't do what they're doing. I call bullshit on those people because these are the same people that, again, want to they want to run and use other people's standards as what's going to happen. And now they're pissed off. So Mass Effect Remake Trilogy was announced exclusive. Yeah, I mean, again, that's not going to happen. So I already know you're lying about that. Oh, that's an April Fool's joke. So Mass Effect was funded by Microsoft. Talking about Mass Effect 1. Then EA bought BioWare, and they gave BioWare the money to make Mass Effect 2 and 3. So, you know, but then everybody quit over there because EA wanted Mass Effect to be more multiplayer. So yeah, you know. But all right, well, let's move on here. Let me look at my own thread here. That was Modern Warfare. So again, if you're going to play Modern Warfare 2, and like I said before, I'm not going to play Modern Warfare 2. I've got The Division. I've got H1Z1. I even had Predator a couple of weeks ago or over the weekend. So again, if anybody wants to play The Division Part 2 or H1Z1, let me know. I do not. I'm not going to drop $20 on Modern Warfare. So on Modern Warfare. So you're saying all corporations has at least 2 to 4 different early projects. Well, I mean, look, we all know that. Yeah. You just download a Persona 5 Royal. I heard that. Also, there's another Resident Evil game that's out. It's like in beta. I don't know what it is. What's up, Geo? I forgot what it is though. I can't think of the name of it. Oh well, I saw it on my list. But and also, I don't know if you noticed, The Last of Us Part 2 is on the storefront to purchase digitally. So what's up, King Thrash? Hey, King Thrash, I tried to get on last night, but I could not get into. I was in the waiting room for like 10 minutes. If you all don't realize that, King Thrash and them, they did a podcast last night on the round table, and they broke down that Dolphin game. It looks like straight up. I mean, again, now I'm not buying that game, but apparently it was 4K, 120 FPS. It was about a dolphin. Now it does have ray tracing on there, and you all should see that ray tracing clam. And somehow the people that did this game think that dolphins shoot stuff out of their mouth and it sounds like a laser gun. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm not buying it. I mean, again, I understand that that game's gonna be trash. I mean, but look, it's not for me. Let me make that clear. Hold on. Let me back that up. The game is not trash. The game is not for me. So I can't do it. So did I see the YouTube video from an engineer student about the PS-5? Yeah, I did see that. I saw that. Yeah, I looked at that last week. And yeah, and let me make this clear: the fact that I understand what happened here. They took something from the Game Developers Conference and they put it into the mainstream. That's not good. Okay, that's Sony's fault though. I can't blame. That's nobody's fault but Sony's. And Sony totally they totally underestimated how much knowledge people want about their PS5. That is the truth at this point. And because Microsoft has done a much better job messaging, getting more information out about their console, the publications are running with the Microsoft narrative. That's what's happened right now. Now, that could change. I mean, more people, according to that YouTube counter thingy, more people watch that than anybody. Now, I watched it twice, and I still don't understand it. But after listening to other people, including that engineering student, yeah, I get it. You know, I listened to NX Gamer, and he did like a 28-minute video on it. Again, it wasn't that difficult. Red Gaming Tech, I think that's who that is. He did another video on it. And again, those guys actually explained it much better. But that student, the guy that Porter Rock used, Cortec, that guy actually made more sense than anybody when you're. I mean, I understand the frequencies and stuff like that, and that's why, that's AMD's secret weapon against their competitors. Is they're going to build things and give you the same performances at a cheaper rate by making things go faster. I understand that. I've got an AMD GPU. Let's just, again, if it's clocked at 3.2. And it said, you hear people say, well, you can overclock it to 3.6 and something like that. So that's a variable rate, okay? The overclocking happens automatically based on their variable frequency rate. So if I'm playing Control and I need more oomph out of the CPU, my CPU will just do that automatically. It'll up my frequency to help my performance. Now, and then because I have an AMD GPU, it will help the GPU. It'll take some stress off the GPU. Not a whole lot of it, but it will take some stress to help the game run a little bit better. And FreeSync does that with AMD. Helps with your screen tearing, not as much, if at all. And I think NVIDIA, or there's another one called G-Sync, because you'll see monitors. If you're going to buy a monitor, it'll say FreeSync. It comes with FreeSync technology. It comes with G-Sync technology. Well, if you're going to build a computer and you buy a G-Sync monitor, that's more for NVIDIA stuff. So you need to buy a NVIDIA card to really take advantage of that. So But you know, it is what it is. Mm, mm. So, but yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I get that, you know, because my card will overclock and it does it automatically. Now the CPU runs it. Oh no, sick. No. I'm talking about if my little CPU I got in my computer, I said if it's 3.2. I'm not talking about the PS5. I'm saying on my computer, I got my little bitty computer that I got. You know, if it's, I think the normal frequency is 3.2 or 3.0, and it will go faster. That will help the performance of the games. So now it's not as good as the smart shift technology because that they're sharing resources. So again, and that's what the PS5 is. We'll go over that because I'll read that article from WCC Tech. But we will talk about, let's talk about Zaddy. We gotta, you know, well, actually, let's talk about the Japan studio thing because that's important to some people. Now, I'm not a fan of Bloodborne because all I did was hit the square button, but and I don't care for games like that. I never have liked games like that. I know they have a big following though. People love those type of games, but Bloodborne Studio, Japan studio, establishes new external development department. Sony announced this 5 hours. You know, this I've had this for a while, so probably over 7 hours ago they announced this. So, but this is a big deal for some people, and as you can see here, what I like is that this SIE, do they own Sony Japan? Yeah, its oldest, SIE has announced that its oldest PlayStation first-party studio, Japan Studio, has established a new external development department. Sony Interactive Entertainment announced the formation of a new development department alongside various personnel and organizational changes to kick off this new fiscal year, which will run through March 31st, 2021. Yeah, I think we just started Q2 today. So yeah, so today they have they renamed product development department. This is just things that they've done. Okay, so Sony Japan Studio has been responsible for various major PS4 titles, starting in the 2013 NAC. Oh, I didn't know they made NAC. That's cool. Developed with Souls developer From Software Japan Studio, is also responsible for 2015's Bloodborne. They also worked on the Tomorrow Children, The Last Guardian, Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, okay. Well, they're a major support studio, and even Everybody's Golf, which I know people are still playing. I mean, and then a NAC too. So yeah, there's and then Dark Souls developer From Software has 2 games in the works. Oh hell, that's from 2 years ago. So that's an old article. We'll get rid of that. So, yeah, so that's a big deal. I mean, maybe you'll get your Bloodborne Part 2. So, yes, we do now. I mean, we do now. We do know more. The Echo the Dolphin game. Well, I forgot what the name of the game was called. Look, it's better than Echo because this game is 4K, 120 FPS, and it has ray tracing on there. So what more do you want? So no, actually they gave us a lot of information. We both look, we now know about the same amount. Okay, we haven't seen it. Actually, Microsoft is still one step ahead because they've actually shown games running on their new hardware. Sony has not done that yet. So it's not that they won't. It's not that they won't eventually, because they will. But to say that we know more, no, we don't. I've not seen a game running on the PS5 yet. So I mean, not yet. I mean, I have seen Gears 5 running. And they updated it. Gears 5 on the Xbox X has that trash dynamic resolution on there. I mean, it's trash. But they said they were able to lock it at 4K at 60 frames. They locked it at 4K. So that's an upgrade. That is an upgrade. Whether I like the game or not. I like Gears. I know King Thrash wore it out, especially with Digital Foundry. He busted those guys' cheeks. So to the point where they actually had to make an update video or they had to answer the questions. So shout out to King Thrash. He went full Negro Dominus on them. and they had to bend the knee to him. I mean, that's Zaddy. I mean, I don't know. The King Thrash made White Zaddy bend the knee. So, but yet these clowns still swear by their Zaddy instead of going to King Thrash, who made Zaddy bend the knee. So it makes no sense to me. So that you always go to your better source, and it's King Thrash. So, but I get it. Zaddy's gonna tell them about a bunch of stuff, you know. So, and Zaddy tells them what they need. So, how does the Series X work? I assume you put the disc in, you turn it on, and then it'll pop up there on the screen. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. But no, we know more about how the PlayStation 5 works. We just haven't seen any games running on it. That's what's going to get people's attention. Yes, the tech stuff, magnificent. You know, I'll be talking about that here in this podcast. But overall, it's trash. I mean, I can't. You know, right now you can't beat what Microsoft did showing games running on their hardware. So Sony could have shown us the Spider-Man stuff at GDC. They could have shown us that. That's been disclosed. You know, they could have just shown us. That's why I'm like, man, at least maybe they can show us that. You know, same thing. So Sega costs way too much. Well, Social Joins, you need to understand Microsoft has got a gazillion dollars. You know, they sneeze and it's $1 million. So Xbox already showed Xbox Series X console to us. Sony didn't show. Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, that's true. But we know what it looks like. We understand that. As I said, they're still about a step ahead. Well, as soon as Sony shows a game running on it, nobody's going to care what the form factor looks like. I mean, I take that back. I don't care what the form factor looks like. I like the form factor of the Series X. I like that. You know, I mean, you know, they look like development kits from the Xbox X or Xbox One. You know, they have dev kits that they had standing up. I know there's a moist fruit booty who doesn't believe that, but I like that form factor they have. So, and but again, it's about the games. It's not about what the console looks like. So, you know, so why would they? Well, I mean, you're right, Beezer. No. Sony at CES when Jim Ryan came out there, verified the PS5, verified what it was going to be able to do. He also mentioned Last of Us Part 2. He mentioned Ghost of Tsushima. He mentioned the Final Fantasy. You're absolutely right. The Final Fantasy game comes out in what, 6 days? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It comes out in 8 days. Resident Evil comes out in 48 hours. You know, so you're right. I mean, that's what Sony is expecting, but they underestimated the thirst of what people wanted to know about the PS5. Now they've given it to us. So I'm fine with that. But Microsoft is still ahead of them in the marketing department. But it's not like it's not like the system's coming out tomorrow. The system will be out when it comes out. I think Sony's big shocker very well could be the price, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it doesn't matter. Sony comes out, shows us one game, and then they say this thing is going to be this price. That's the main, that the T-flops don't matter, frequencies don't matter. What will matter at that point is, hey, how much is this going to cost? How do I get where do I go to get one? Can I go to Walmart? Do I go to Best Buy? Do I go to Sony's own website? However they want, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So, but Sony's fine. I think they're fine. I just think they underestimated how much knowledge people wanted out of the PS5. So and so Mark Cerny's thing, I agree with Porter Rock 77, probably wasn't the best way to introduce it. With that said, I understand as a consumer, that wasn't an official consumer rollout. Okay, but it's being treated as it is. So, but again, it's just that's just the way things go. That's just the world that we're living in right now. So, where did let me see here? We get that pulled back up again. I don't know where in the world. What is that all about? That's actually pretty funny. There we go. Sam Ash said that crappy fish game was not the game to show off the Series X. Well, it wasn't a fish game. It was a dolphin game. Dolphins are not fish. Dolphins can't breathe underwater. Fish can. Dolphins are mammals. They have to come up to the surface and take breath like you do. But, I mean, the game itself, no, it's not a game for me. But, again, they show two first-party games. And again, you don't have to like it. I get it. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to like it, but the fact is they did more with bringing stuff out, more as far as consumer stuff than anything than Sony has. So it's not like Sony is dying here. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Sony got some big news again, and we're going to talk about Resident Evil 3 and how Zaddy, White Zaddy has destroyed. Let me see here if I can pull this up here. It's so bad. The Resident Evil 3 is running so bad on Xbox X. We're going to share this screen because I went to a Microsoft thing. I want you all to see this. Capcom may fix disappointing Resident Evil 3 Xbox One X performance. Now, this is from Empower. And they are absolutely hammering the game. This is mspoweruser.com. After a Zaddy investigation into the game's performance profile revealed a disappointing level of performance in comparison to the PS4 Pro, Capcom revealed that it is possible for a fix in the future. Let me make this clear. It is possible. This doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's possible that Brie Larson's going to come knock on my door and we're going to go get takeout at Cheddar's and then we're going to go to the park. Okay, it's possible that a flying saucer lands on the White House lawn like in 2 more minutes. It's possible, right? It is possible. You can't say it's not possible. And so now it's like, well, they're basically like, look at this. Capcom may release a fix for the discipline. Look, emphasis on may. Like it ain't happening, player. That dog ain't hunting. I mean, this is straight up garbage. White Zaddy has destroyed them. Look, Capcom told Digital Foundry. So it says, as far as performance goes, Zaddy analyzes declared that Resident Evil 3 trades too much in performance terms in exchange for its 2160p, or that's 4K presentation, looks nicer than its predecessor on Xbox One X. It feels noticeably worse to play. Now, I'm going to say that again because didn't you have some moist-ass fruit booty come out and say that because he has an LG TV and it's got something called VRR or VGD or STD or SG1 that he couldn't tell the difference? Are you kidding me? I can tell the difference. I game on PC. When I play at 60 frames a second, like with Mass Effect Andromeda on the PC, and then I went back and I played it on the PlayStation, you can physically feel the difference. I mean, it's kind of like this is moving in slow motion. They're like that horrible song that you kids listened to a few years back. Slow motion for me, slow motion for me. I mean, trash. This just straight up garbage that you are listening to. But this is hilarious because these guys would run, and this is April 1st. This is an April Fool's joke. This is 2 hours ago. Okay. I want you to see that. It says 2 hours ago. Okay. Zaddy has totally destroyed these guys, and they would run to Zaddy looking for validation like a woman. Women look for validation through the words of men, not men. They ran to Zaddy for validation at the beginning when they bought the Xbox X. So we got to have something that validates us going out and spending all this money. You know, and that's exactly what they did. Now Zaddy is pissing all over them. This is not the first multi-plat game for this to happen to. There are plenty of multi-plat games that are outperforming the Xbox One X. It just is. I don't want to hear any explanation. If you're an Xbox guy, you need to explain. Well, hold on. Let's go ahead and pull it up while I got it up here now. Let's see here. Let's go to Metacritic because I don't know what Bleeding Edge is right now. Let's see here. So as you can see, the world's most powerful computer working in front of you. So Bleeding Edge. Let's go here. We're gonna find out. Okay, yeah, Bleeding Edge is a 68. So before you all leave anything about T-flops, ROMs, CUs, you better explain this. This is from a first-party studio, okay? That's using the power of the X, okay? And what all we heard about was how much better things are going to be on the X. You know, nothing else mattered what Microsoft did because we have the Xbox Scorpio now. Well, you better explain why it's 12:50 Eastern time and this game's got a goddamn 68. Before you mention anything else, you're going to talk about the here and now, not what you want your future to be. I am Alpha and Omega here, the beginning and the end. You don't want to know what's in the middle because that's where you are right now. So I want all you Homo sapiens to leave comments on why this game is a 68. Okay, and while you're at it, you can also leave why Resident Evil runs better, performs better, and this is if you're going to buy it, why it performs better on quote unquote weaker stuff. And then you have the audacity to believe it's not going to happen next generation. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously, you don't know what you're talking about. You just don't know what you're talking about. So again, I want an explanation. Who's talking about Teddy Pendergrass? What Teddy Pendergrass something? But I want an explanation on why that game is a 68 and why the world's most powerful console is being outperformed again by a weaker console. Okay, and I don't want to hear because the developers are able to get better resolution, and on the Pro, and they got great frame rates. Okay, they did. That's reality. All right, that is the reality of it. And these guys were online. They haven't started yet. I have not started going in on these guys yet. I will. About 2 o'clock Eastern time, I'm going to say, hey, look, where are all these guys that said that the Resident Evil demo wasn't going to foreshadow the way it ran on Xbox X? Oh, we still have your screenshot, so you can come out now, or I can bust your cheeks later on. I mean, either way, it doesn't work. It don't matter to me, so, is it 68 a decent score? I don't know. Well, if it's a decent score, they can put down, hey, I think it's a good score. So, but I want an explanation. I want to, because I will give you all the smoke you want. So you got people out there bitching and moaning, oh, well, we can't play Modern Warfare. Oh, this is not fair. And then they have this news about Zaddy telling them about Resident Evil. Oh, this is not right. They're not treating us. Shut up. Shut up. I mean, the system is trash. Dog shit. I had one. I had two. And I got Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I got a 4K chicken and some cannons and Sea of Thieves. Meanwhile, the PlayStation had games like friggin' Detroit Become Human play on it. It had game, which was my game of the year. It had Horizon Zero Dawn. It had the end of the Uncharted, plus a sequel to Uncharted, Lost Legacy. It had all this stuff on there. I mean, and I'm looking at this damn Sea of Thieves and what's the name of that other horrible game that came out with Crackdown 3? This trash. But hey, you can leave an explanation right there. Why should I mean, I've already said, hey, look, I'll buy a Lockhart because I can play all the Mass Effect games on there. So that's my plan. That's my plan. But that'll be the only game I play. Like, great, do you have Game Pass? Nope. You know, oh, well, do you have Xbox Live? Nope. Well, I think I have to have Xbox Live so to do the backwards compat thing. But I don't know. But, you know, I want an explanation. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, let's see here. Let's take that down. Let's see. Do I need to bring that down? No, hold on. Where'd my other screen go? Ah, here we go. So, meanwhile, we'll close it. Well, I have to find it. Think. Okay. Hold on. So I need to get rid of that. Okay. I need to go here. And go there. Ah, there we go. So, I already had Black Panther on Blu-ray. I've got the 8500D Samsung Blu-ray player, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and read this into the record, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So I'm going to start this off now. This is WCCF Tech. This is the gaming part. Now, this was yesterday, and I was at work yesterday, so I didn't know this article would come out. This is from Francisco Di Mia. Or Di Mio, the Mayo. Francisco Di Mayo. There we go. All right. So this is about the PS-5. So, wait a minute. Oh boy, the video got about to piss their pants. Oh my goodness. Big Nobby, absolute beast. All you people out there hoping the video turns it around. It's too late. It's over. So somebody's in their living room pissing on the floor. All right. So here we go. It says the PS5 will feature a weaker GPU. This is for all you all to. All right, look, for everybody, I'm going to say this again for the 1,000th time. The PS5's GPU is weaker than the Series X, okay? It says compared to the Xbox Series X, but developers continue to praise the console. The raw specs are definitely not painting the whole picture about the new consoles, and a recent in-depth analysis suggests that the Sony next console GPU will have a better system supporting it, resulting in better overall performance. Now, again, didn't I say this over a week and a half ago? I was on Twitter saying it was going to have better performances, and people were like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." And then, yeah, all right, so let's just keep on reading. So, on his blog, James, what's his name? Pendergast? I always call him James. All right, has been providing a very interesting ongoing analysis of the next generation consoles based on what has been revealed so far. In his latest post, he took a look at how RAM, I/O, and SSD speed and function will make a difference, considering the CPU difference between the consoles. Between the two consoles is minimum. So all you people saying that, oh, well, no, they got a much more powerful CPU. No, they don't. No, they don't. Xbox does not. So, all right. Now, this is from him. So we've been hearing for months that there's not much between the two devices from Microsoft and Sony, with sources on both sides of the argument claiming that each console has an advantage in specific scenarios. Introvertibly, Microsoft has the more performant graphics capabilities with 1.4 times the physical makeup of the PS5 GPU core. That's only part of the story, though. with the PS5 running a minimum 1.2 minimum, okay, you got to remember that word, minimum 1.2 times faster than the Series X across the majority of workload scenarios. That narrows the advantage of the SX, I guess I mean Series X, in terms of pure average GPU compute power to around 1.18 to 1.2 times that of the PS5. But what about the CPU? Now, this is about the GPU right here. This whole thing right here is about these guys running around talking about how much better the GPU is, meaning the 12 T flops versus the 10.3 or 10.28, whatever you want to call it, okay? Basically, there's your, now this is from him. This is not coming from me. This is not me fanboying. This is me reading directly from a tech guy, okay? I'm just reading this into the record. This is one of the sources that I use. I trust this guy. So, but again, because, and I'm going to make that clear, because the PS5 is faster, it's going to narrow all these advantages that these guys think the Series X has. That doesn't mean the PS5 is more powerful. It just means there ain't going to be a whole lot of gap here. So it says anyway, it says, but what about the CPU? Performing the same simple ratio calculation, you can work out that the SX is 1.02 times to 1.10 times more powerful than the PS5, depending on the scenario. Not that big a difference, really. And the CPU GPU should sport pretty much the same feature set on both consoles. And again, we all know that it does. So now, taking a look at the RAM configuration on both consoles, the analyst highlights how the Xbox Series X configuration is suboptimal. Now, hold on. Alexa, what does sub mean?
The definition of the word sub is a large sandwich made of a long crusty roll split lengthwise.
No. Yeah, I know that. Hold on. Stop. Alexa, stop.
Are used in different sections of the
Alexa,
United States.
Stop. I know that. But sub means beneath. So, okay. I'm not talking about a sub sandwich here. What are we doing over there, Alexa? What are you doing? So
I thought I heard a question. Want to know exactly what I heard?
Yeah?
I heard. What does sub mean?
Yeah, but you're talking about a sandwich. What are you doing? Oh boy. Artificial intelligence at its best. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I will replace you with that Google thing. I mean, maybe the Google thing knows what it means. So, all right. Anyway, back at the ranch. Okay. It's suboptimal. So sub means below, as the asymmetric configuration used for the console can lead to, wait a minute, reduced bandwidth once the symmetrical portion is full. This is a nice way of saying bottleneck. Now let's try this. Alexa, what does bottleneck mean?
As a noun, bottleneck is usually defined as a narrow entrance or passageway. As a verb, bottleneck is usually defined as to hamper or confine by or as if by a bottleneck. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for bottleneck.
Well, see, as you can see, it knew that. And so I will give Alexa a reprieve. It means you're going to have reduced bandwidth, which is going to reduce your performance. That's just reality, guys. Okay? The PlayStation 5 configuration, on the other hand, allows a static bandwidth for the entire 16 GB of GDDR6. I have no idea what that means. But anyway, so it says the SX has 2.5 gigabyte reserved for system functions, and we don't know how much the PS5 reserves for that similar functionality, but it doesn't matter. That's kind of like the Booty Warrior said. It don't matter to me what you said, because see, I like you and I want you, Let's see here. Where were we? Okay. We don't know how much the PS5 reserves for that similar functionality, but it doesn't matter. The Series SX either has only 7.5 gigabytes of interleaved memory operating at 560 gigabytes per second for game utilization before it has to start lowering. That's in quotes, guys. That's in quotes. The effective bandwidth of the memory below that of the PS5. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you say performance problems? Okay. Or the SX has an average mixed memory bandwidth that is always below that of the baseline PS4. Now, that could be a misprint. So, since either option puts the SX at a disadvantage to the PS5 for more memory intensive games, and the latter puts it at a disadvantage all of the time. Now, that's not from me. That's not from people that are quote unquote ponies. That's from this guy who is a tech person. Okay. Now, it says taking a look at the I/O, I don't know what that means, and SSD, I think that means solid state drive. Let me look at here. Yes, solid state drive. Yeah, I got that one. Access, the analyst highlights how the Xbox Series X simply has a slower interface over the PS5. I don't know what they're talking about the interface. That's too vague for me. All right, but it's slower. Again, you got to remember the PS5 is much faster on average, okay? Says the solution used by the Sony console allows for better data management within the RAM as well, allowing for less frequent reloading of data into the RAM, improving system. Oh, there's that word, efficiency. Remember, PlayStation built a console based on speed and efficiency. Microsoft went with a more traditional console based on brute force. And again, that's fine. They're both going to work fine, but they will just get to the same point differently. And they're going to both get there, but they're going to get there differently. I've been saying that for months, okay? Like I said, putting everything together, including how the PlayStation 5 audio hardware will take less CPU power compared to the Xbox Series X. The analyst reveals that the PlayStation 5 has the bandwidth and ion silicon in place to optimize the data transfer between all various computing and storage elements. The Xbox Series X, on the other hand, has some that means below, optimal implementations that are going to perform below, again, there it is, below the specs of the PS5, despite the inclusion of a smart prediction engine. So again, I'm really trying to move off of this stuff because this stuff is not in the store. I can't go buy it. I haven't seen a game running on a PS5. So it says, yes, the PS5 has a narrow GPU, but the system supporting that GPU is much stronger and more in line with what the GPU is expected to be handed to it. So basically, they've got a lock and key mechanism, and Xbox doesn't have that. Now, on a related note, a video released recently by Cortex, that's the guy who Porter Rock, in his podcast, I think Saturday, is it a Friday or Saturday? That's who he referenced. And again, I referenced him too, by Cortex, who claims to have insider knowledge on both console, reaches the same conclusion. It's a very long video, but it's very interesting watch nonetheless. So PS5 and Xbox Series X consoles released later this year worldwide. So guys, that's pretty much it when it comes to this stuff. The PS5 is going to be the superior console. I've said before, SEAL Team 6 went into Afghanistan, got in, got out, got their target, and they got out. Precision, efficient, wasn't the best mission because their helicopter went down. But again, very precise, very efficient. That's the truth. They didn't have to send the 101st Airborne to go blow up the building, which is what Microsoft is doing. And again, what that will get the job done. It's going to be a lot less efficient because it's going to have more manpower. It's going to have all this extra logistical support. Again, two different consoles will get to the same party. Two different cars will get there just differently. So Coach will say the Series X is faster because of velocity architecture. Okay, that's fine. Well, we're going to find out. You know, I don't. It's again the architecture that's in the Series X is not that it's bad. It's just sub. It's not as good as what Sony's got. Okay, you can't go toe to toe with a hardware company. This is what Microsoft keeps doing. And again, Microsoft has a star quarterback. This is what I'm just going to relate it to a football term. Microsoft has a star quarterback that has an offensive line and receivers and running backs that are subpar. Okay. Sony has a quarterback that is just all right, but all the pieces around him are a lot better. Okay. That's the reality. That's the way I look at it. Now, what's going to work? Well, I think we've seen Optimus Code online, and he's been a guest on Brat. You've had multiple developers coming out saying we're going to code and spec everything to the lowest common denominator. This is why PlayStation wants to move off of the PS4 so fast, because they want the developers to start developing stuff based on the latest hardware that they have out for them. Not to say it's nothing wrong. Let me make this clear with putting games back on the PS4, and I guess it'd be cross-generational, but it can't be the focus because that's going to hold back your newest hardware. Okay. So it's just, it is what it is, guys. It's nothing wrong with Series X. It is the world's most powerful console. Phil Spencer kept his promise. He said, will never get played, or whatever he said on the power department again. He's right. They didn't. But because they need to be the most powerful, they are sacrificing other things like performance. And if you don't believe me, you can go back to White Zaddy's video that came out this morning about Resident Evil 3, who once again looks better on the Xbox X, but performs like shit compared to the PlayStation 4 version and the Pro version. Or you can look at a game called Ori and the Will of the Wisp that looks great, but performs like shit on the console because they are pushing 4K. That again is the truth, guys. That's not me being a friggin' rough as a cob on your ass. Okay, that's not me saying here's sandpaper to wipe your sticky butt. It's just the reality. Now, does this mean Xbox won't have great games? No, it means Xbox may have fantastic games. But you got to quit this stupid comparison, because there's too many real tech guys, not like the Canadian con man. I'm talking about real tech guys out here in the world who don't give a damn about the console war, trying to educate you guys, and you guys are fighting. You're arguing. Why? Why are you arguing? Okay, Sony's console is going to run circles around the Series X. All right, now that's just the reality. Does that mean that, well, you're going to have better ray tracing? Yeah, I mean, you should have better ray tracing with the CUs. Okay, but Sony will be able to take the same calculation and it'll be faster. So again, it's going to make up the gap. And if your ray tracing is going to be a damn clam and a dolphin and some lava water or some lava stuff that was in what's the name of that game? Minecraft. Fine. I think Sony can just move out of the way. I mean, yeah, look, y'all can have that. So, but again, like I said before, I certainly hope it delivers for you guys. You don't have to come here to convince me to buy one. I'm not buying one. You're trying to convince yourself. Every time you all make a statement about Series X, you're not talking about the 68 on Bleeding Edge. You're not talking about Grounded. You're not talking about the games that Xbox has coming out. You know, you're not talking about the flight simulator. You guys are leaving more stuff on Series X that's not out versus a alpha that's out for the flight simulator that you can actually play. Okay, that's who you guys are. That's who you are. Okay, so we know this is who you are, so we can anticipate what you're going to do. All right, so you don't have to leave me stuff. Well, this guy at Windows Central said that the velocity tech's going to be better. Fine. That's fine that it is. I hope it is. Okay, because you now have too many people that are in the industry saying that what's about to happen is going to be a repeat of the same thing that just happened. And you guys have just gotten to a point where you will just lie because you don't want a repeat of last generation or the generation that we're in. Okay, you said Mark Cerny was a liar about rapid pack math, and Lisa Sue came out and busted your cheeks on that. Then you called, and then you said that you went with the Canadian con man and was saying that, well, they're going to have RDNA 1, in spite Mark Cerny coming out last April, a year ago, saying what they were going to have on the console. Then that turned into a whole summer of, well, they're not going to have hardware-based ray tracing. You guys are just fucking liars. Okay? And yeah, nobody respects you. Nobody respects you. You're trying to convince yourself to buy a Series X. You don't have to convince nobody else. Okay. Then AMD has a press conference and they say, the next consoles coming out are going to both have RDNA 2 architecture. And you said AMD was lying. Just guys, you got to stop. Okay. Now again, you can leave a comment about the 68 that the Xbox X has. You can leave a comment about why White Zaddy, not me, not Sick Humor, not Porter Rock 77, not J-Dub City. White Zaddy blasted the Xbox X version of Resident Evil 3. Okay, you can leave an explanation for that. And you can leave an explanation on what this guy just said on WCCF Tech. Again, I said weeks ago on Twitter, the Xbox X is going to have major problems in performances because they've got a lower clocked GPU and they will have some bottleneck issues. And that's what everybody's anticipating now. Now, maybe Microsoft has a solution, but based on the paper that we got, this is what people are starting to expect. And then you add to the fact that one may be $100 cheaper or whatever. Y'all got issues. Y'all got major issues going into next generation. But hey, it's going to be 4K 120 FPS, and that's all you guys care about are T-flops, CUs, and something called ROPS. So, but with that, I'm going to bounce on out of here. So shout out to everybody that came by. Shout out to people in the chat. So Sam Ash, shout out to you. Brett Fights Favor. So Terrace is great. What's going on? Why is it possible that, or ask it, why is it possible for a solid guy can drive a disc through a state? What? I don't know what that means. So sick of wannabe console architects and tech gurus acting like they know what's up. Yeah, I mean, there's just people that know more than you. You just get out of the way. You report what they got. And then, again, we don't have any real-world performances from the PS-5. Not yet. We haven't seen it. You know about the Spider-Man thing. Okay, fine. But we haven't seen a physical game running whatever, even if it's for 10 seconds. So Sony does have to get on that. So, so that's something Sony's just going to have to do. But all right then, guys, I'm going to get on off here. It does go on my history. So, yeah, Alexa is hungry. So let me ask her, Alexa, are you hungry?
I don't get hungry or thirsty, but thank you for asking.
Well, there you go, guys. It says it's not hungry. So, let me ask it this. Alexa, how old are you?
I've arrived at 5.
Oh, there you go. It's 5 years old. So, all right, it's a child. So you want to play Hellblade 2, you can't justify a whole new. Well, again, then that's fine, but you're talking to the wrong person. So if you can't justify it, that's all that counts. So, but all right then, guys, I'm gonna get on off here. I do appreciate you coming. Also, remember both these consoles support HDMI 2.1. So make sure if you got a 4K TV, that your 4K TV supports 2.1 as well. So, and again, it may be a software update. I don't know how that works. I'm just asking you guys to make sure. So, all right then, guys, I will talk to you later, and you all take it easy. Stay blessed. Peace.